Today is probably going to be one of the most realest videos I've ever made. And it's the holiday season. And there's a lot of people who are hurting right now dealing with broken relationships. Some of this stuff is the fault of others, and some of it is self-inflicted. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about this from a very real place of why I counsel a lot of people around the country with veterans who are dealing with darkness, why I counsel married couples dealing with domestic violence, families dealing with the death of children, and people just dealing with depression, suicide, and all of the dark things that a lot of people don't like to talk about. I tackle these issues is because I lived them through sexual assault, all of it, all the ugly stuff. And a lot of these reasons is why folks are in very, very broken families. But today I'm not going to be addressing the issues of others. I'm going to be talking about me. Now, a lot of people know me, and I put a lot of stuff online on social media, but I really only put maybe 5% of what I do online. The other 95 to 90% is done in the background because I'm not seeking clout. I'm not seeking wealth. God has saved my life on numerous occasions, and I just want to be on his path and just do right and do the right things to help people that he brings me in contact with. And that's it. Honestly, and that's live it and live a very humble life. But I don't know when you're watching this video. It could be in the nighttime or daytime or any part of the year. But right now, as recording, it's the holiday season, and we are just one day from Thanksgiving and a little over a month from Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff. And people are coming together. A lot of families are coming together. And they're going to be having hard conversations about politics or things that have happened in their lives. But then there's also a lot of people who are not going to be seeing their family this year or haven't seen their families in many, many years. It's because of the brokenness. And I understand this completely because I deal with veterans and people who are not on speaking terms with parents, not on speaking terms with siblings, and not on speaking terms with some of their children. And I understand this because I've raised 7 incredible children. They're all adults now, but all of my personal relationships aren't perfect. Even with my own kids, I go at it sometimes. Well, I've had gone at it sometimes with my children over different children over politics and family issues. And, you know, there has been some distance there for some time, even, you know, between, you know, my sons and my daughters sometimes. And we always seem to work things out, but nothing is ever perfect. And I really want to get into this because it's called accountability. And even within my own life, and I talk about being married twice, to my first wife for 7 years, to my second wife for almost 18 years, and trying my honest to God hardest to be a good husband, a good father, a good provider. I failed at some of that stuff sometimes. I did. It wasn't always times I had a good job. It wasn't always times that I was a good dad. And it wasn't always times that I was actually there. And my family jokes around, but it's not really a joke. It's serious. But they say Dad lived a double life. And I did. Some of my kids will say I'm James Bond or I'm some superhero. But the truth of the matter is, I was doing extraction work in security, some very high level sensitive security. I can't really get into a lot of the stuff I did, but it was living a double life. And I risked my life a lot doing this stuff, and my family had absolutely no clue what I was doing. They just always knew something was wrong with dad. There's things that made dad angry. Dad is being triggered, and they had absolutely no idea what I was dealing with because I couldn't talk about it due to the sensitive nature of the missions, NDAs being signed, and for the safety of everybody involved. I could not talk about it. I couldn't talk about seeing friends of mine die and they would never see their children again. They would never see their wives again, their sons, their parents, their friends, and watching them die. I couldn't talk about that. I couldn't talk about the traumatic experiences of my second life, which I call my beta life, because my alpha life was with my wife at the time and my children and, doing the husband fatherly thing, a normal thing. But then those times when I would disappear into my beta life, not being able to talk about the trauma of seeing people that I care about die, who was a part of, special forces or a part of military, out here trying to help save our country and extract CEOs who done gotten themselves into trouble, or extract kids trapped in sex trafficking, or even on a local basis, single moms whose children were being targeted by gangs because these gangs were foolish enough to delete people in public and children see it. And because of the no snitching rule in some neighborhoods, everybody else was safe, but the kids and the mom wanted to do the right thing because they saw that person that was deleted as somebody's brother, as somebody's son, as somebody's father, as somebody's friend. And the mom wanted to do the right thing by testifying, but unfortunately she didn't trust the police. She didn't trust the neighbors around her, and she was targeted by gangs to be deleted along with her children. So we had to extract her and get her to safety. And I had many occasions on helping a lot of these single moms like that, but my family had no idea I was risking my life in order to go and help these other people. But at the same time, while I'm doing good to help save other families, I was neglecting my own. And that's the truth. And I honestly feel sometimes that with some of the rifts that I've gotten into with some of my children, my sons and my daughters, maybe if I was there more, instead of focusing on trying to be Superman and save others, maybe if I would have dialed it back and focused on my own family, would I still be married today? That's a question. I think I probably would have still ended up being divorced, because even my ex-wife, she takes accountability for all of the things that she did, which is good, And a lot of brothers out there, they'll say, a woman being accountable? Where is that at? But she actually did. But the fact of the matter is, I think we probably still would have got divorced, because truth being told, God made me the man, and as the husband and as the father, I am the covering for the family. And regardless of how noble the things that I was doing, when the covering is removed, things happen. And a lot of things happened in that marriage, and it was broken, and it ended up being dissolved. And it hurt my kids. It did. It hurt my kids, especially my youngest daughter. It hurt my kids. And it's things that my youngest daughter have said to me that she has gone through. It's things that all of my children have said that they've gone through. And the crazy thing is, the common denominator is me. And these are things that I did not see because I was not there. And this is the reason why a lot of veterans, first responders, or people involved in security, you see high levels of suicide, high levels of divorce, high levels of darkness. It's because we are so busy trying to save the world while our own personal world is being destroyed. And we can't talk about it. We can't reveal it to anyone. And we know if we die in service, the government or whatever agency we're working for will cook up some story. You know, your mom and your dad, they died this way. And then your family is like, come on now. We know that's not true, but that's what's given to them. And we can't talk about it either through NDAs that we've signed or top secret stuff. This is stuff that most normal people in the public just do not get and they do not understand. And this is why our veterans and first responders and people working in security, they need help. This is why so many are deleting themselves right now. It's because we can't talk about it. It hurts. And yes, we appreciate the fact that others can say, thank you for your service. Thank you for bringing my dad home. Thank you for bringing my mom home. Thank you for protecting my kids. All of that is good. All of it is good. But then we have to go home. And because of our absence, we are not seeing our daughters, our own daughters who are in turmoil. We're not seeing our own sons who are in turmoil. We're not seeing our own spouses who are in turmoil because we're not there. And I know it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not right, but it is what it is. And we have to address it and we have to deal with it. And this is what I talk about to all the people that I'm helping around the country, to those people dealing with sexual assault when it was, hurt as children and it's affecting their marriage and relationships, to people dealing with domestic violence because of things that have happened to them, because of what they're seeing now, and they bringing that garbage home to their wife or their husband, people who are dealing with just damaged emotions mentally, spiritually, being damaged physically, and the trauma that comes with it, and you can't talk about it. I'm the person they talk to because they can't talk to you. And I get it because they are me and I am them, and I have suffered along with them. So this holiday season, or whenever you're watching this, if you have a veteran in your life, a person in the military, first responder, or somebody who works high-level security, tell them it's okay. They can't talk to you and tell you details, but tell them it's okay. And to all the people that are serving, take time to take the cape off. I know it's hard because once it's in us to serve and protect, that is who we are. We will destroy ourselves to save others. But if we destroy ourselves, we are the covering for our family. Who's going to protect our families when we're gone? So we got to have a balance, brothers and sisters who are serving. We have to have a balance. While you're home now, pay close attention and talk to your daughters, talk to your sons, talk to your spouses, talk to your parents, talk to your siblings, talk to all your loved ones. Be sure to give them their flowers now while they're alive. And for all the family members of people who serve, give them, your service member, their flowers now. Show appreciation to them now and say, we know you can't talk about everything, but we're here for you. We're here to hold your daddy when you're crying. We're here to hold your mama when you're suffering. Hold them close so we don't lose anymore through self-deletion. Now, I love you guys. And I ask for you to pray for me and my family. I'm on good terms with most in my family, but like I said, ain't nothing perfect. I still got a long way to go with some in my family of trying to fix things and make things right because of my absence and because of me not seeing the things I needed to see. I got a lot of work to do to fix. So pray for me. Pray for my children. Pray for my ex-spouses as I pray for you and your family and your children, your ex-spouses and your current spouses and your families right now. May God bless us all during these holidays and throughout the regular days of the year. And may God bring us home after we've gone and served and living those double lives to save others. But one last lesson and mission soldier I want to tell you. Don't be so busy to save the planet, because the most important world to save is your own.